Well, hello folks, I'm L.A. Little and this is today's short take. You know, one of the best trades out there, and it's a little bit early for it, but it's one to put on your radar screen if you want, is to trade volatility to the short side. In other words, fear spikes, right? I've got the VXX. You could use any of a number of instruments. This happens to be one of the ETFs that's out there. And what you can do is you can simply short this at some point. Right now, you got to have deep pockets. This is not something you go in, you put, you bankroll this thing with a huge amount and just hope you're right on the timing. You have to be able to do it incrementally and build a position in it on the expectation that it's going to come back down. So looking at the short-term chart, right, in the last week, this thing has jumped from roughly $16 to $28. Nah, it's not a bad move. $12 on 16. What were we talking about? 60%? Pretty big move. You sure as heck didn't want to be short down here. You want to short on the bounce, right, on the big move. If you look at it on a weekly chart, what's really happening here is on a weekly time frame, right, this thing's just coming up finally to do the bearish retest and attempt to regenerate lower. Now we've pushed into this area with some serious volume, right? So you got to let it get over back under on a weekly basis ideally, or have it look like it's going to do that. But the idea is really seen here in this final chart, and that is that shorting volatility has been a good play for a very long period of time. This thing has gone from, split adjusted now because they reverse split this all the time. I mean, this thing has gone from 950 to 15, a small drop. And if you want to look at how this can play out, here was the October bar from last year when you had the last big spike up in volatility. Went from, looks like about 28 to roughly 45. Eventually drops back down all the way to 15. Shorting volatility, shorting fear. Fear comes, it goes. Is not a bad trade on a longer term perspective. And that is today's short take.